Hi, hello everyone. I'm really tired, but I don't want to go to bed. So, it's one of those evenings, one of those nights. And yeah, I just want to talk about a topic that's interested me over the past probably like year, and that's fashion. And it's a pretty, pretty basic topic, but honestly, it's just one of those things I just like, I don't know. You kind of just fall in love with it as you get older. When I was younger, I was just wearing like joggers and hoodies and shit, like the UK flag hoodies from Sports Direct. And then I started kind of getting into streetwear, wearing more, I guess, fitted stuff, like baggy fit, like jeans. Mum and dad, I was talking to them. I was just yapping. I was like, yeah, I want to get into fashion. Like, I want to get a nice pair of grey jeans, maybe like a denim jacket and a hoodie. And they were like, they were eating right, and they looked up like this. You want jeans? And the fucking hope in their eyes. You could see it as clear as day. But yeah, I'm just gonna show you my style. I made a Pinterest board because why the fuck not? I just basically fell in love with old money style, or what I thought was old money style. But I never had the confidence to wear like blazers and ties and stuff like that. And eventually I would get into that. But for that point in my life, which was around this time last year, to be honest, I was thinking about just improving my style and just. Am I still scrolling? There we go. Right, I'm at the bottom now. Right, let me flip the. Actually, let me just show you. So you've got like that was like the picture was in my mind, and then like obviously like that the quarter zip, the classic quarter zip, like the fucking button down shirts, white pleated trousers, polo shirts of all different colors and shit, looking like I just come off the yacht, looking like I was in the show Succession, all of that. That was my kind of fashion renaissance, as I called it. And my mates, they were like, it's either gonna work really well or it's not gonna work at all. And when it did work, that's when they were like, okay. And that's when I was like, okay, this is working so far. And so I just kind of, over that winter period, I kind of just got into like uh wearing polo shirts and chinos to wearing pleated trousers and button down shirts. And I never had the balls to put a tie on up until my second year of uni started, which was this year, September, October-ish. I just literally, I wore my beige cardigan, um, like proper granddad drip, but I made it look fucking sick. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, no, you could tell when people don't like your style or something about you when they go, oh yeah, it's really nice. Because nice is the fucking default setting word. It's the default word for everything. It's like, you look really nice. Do I? Do I actually look nice? Or are you saying that because you know that if I look nice, I look better than fine? You know what I'm saying? Some of you will hear this and be like, what the fuck? Why would you wear a tie to uni? I go to an arts uni. People wear skirts. Like, you see grown men in skirts. And it's, perfectly acceptable. So I think it's acceptable for me to wear a tie. I'm not saying any hate towards men who wear skirts. Fashion is it's a very, I don't know, it's very diverse. It's very, very diverse. And, what makes you comfortable is, you know, it's subjective to you. And, you know, so it's the way it goes. If you like wearing skirts, you want to wear skirts, wear skirts. If you want to wear suits, wear suits. If you want to look like you just came out of the fucking Godfather, go ahead and do that, because that's what, honestly, I want to look like I came out of a Ralph Lauren fucking page, a Ralph Lauren book, purple label, fucking runway. You know what I mean? Look those things up. They're the epitome of like classic menswear. I mean, Ralph Lauren is just a fucking legend. What the fuck? There's a party going on outside or something. Something's happening. But yeah, I think also my best mate, or well, my mate who I live with, live in a house of four, live with one guy and two girls. The guy, I mean, the girls have style because girls have style. You know what I mean? Girls have better style than men by default, I think. Um, but yeah, my guy mate, he dresses like streetwear kind of thing, like crop shirts, crop jackets, and like fucking like not fitted trousers, but like they've got a certain fit to them. Like they've got like, but he's got like these really nice kind of like, not baggy jeans. They drape really nice, but they're wide leg. That's what I'm looking for. Wide leg jeans, but they drape really nicely. They don't sag at the bottom or anything like that. And he's got such good style. He's only got a few pieces of clothing. He's got like leather jackets and stuff, but like really unconventional leather jackets, like vintage 70s style. Like, yeah, he dresses sick. He dresses really, really good. And you know, me and him are like two peas in a pod, I feel. Even though I wear completely different clothes to him, we both understand each other. We both speak in a similar language, right? He's speaking, I'm fluent in Japanese, and he's fluent in not much Japanese, you know, because he doesn't know really talk, but you know. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, what was this video I got on again? How to find your style, yeah. So I found my style basically just because I was quite lucky to find the old money, quote unquote, old money style just on the internet, just like browsing around. And I just stumbled upon it and I just fell in love with it. Like just, you know, how to find your style, just, you know, your personality should dictate your style. I won't give like specific style advice because I do have a YouTube channel which is kind of dedicated to the fashion side of my life because it's a very big part of my life now. And, you know, I think it should be a decently big part of everyone's life, to be honest, because, you know, everyone is unique. Everyone has something to say. And if they can't say those things through words, then you can say it through your fashion. You can make a statement with your fashion. And, you know, it's an important part of your identity, of your self-identity. And, you know, it's fucking fun as well. It's so fun. And you get positive reactions from people, and I recently found this like niche on Instagram. This is why I kind of thought this topic. I found this niche literally today called dadcore. 90s, like 60s, 70s and 90s dadcore. Let me see if I can find some pictures. I'll get them up and I'll put them on the YouTube video now. But the guys on Instagram are like jacked and they're just wearing like flannel shirts. Like the tank tops, flannel shirts over, and like kind of slim to straight cut jeans. Blue, not navy, but blue, light blue, and a lot of denim, a lot of flannel, and those like Henley shirts, like the 3-button t-shirt things you can pop open. So I got into that just today, and it's just like another one of those things which I'm just like, damn, that would look good on me. Like you just kind of know, you have to have an eye for it. That's the second thing. Like you have to have an eye for it. You gotta have an eye for like what looks good on you. What looks good on you? What do you find comfortable? And what could you implement into your current wardrobe now, which is not too outlandish, but it can also blend in with your wardrobe. Yeah, find the fashion that speaks to you the most, you know. Find the fashion that screams out to you and is like begging you to wear it, you know. For me, that was suit jackets. For other people, that could be leather jackets. For some people, that's skirts. For some people, that's, don't know. I guess my final point, if I'm finished yapping, but Vinted, boys. Vinted is if you're not on Vinted, if you spend over £200 per month on clothes, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. If your £200 can't get you at least 10 items of clothing, or like 20, then you're doing it wrong. Vinted is a fucking life changer. But I've got a very addictive personality. Again, for the second time, I'm actually quite addicted to Vinted because there's so much good stuff on there. Like, obviously, I'll go into materials maybe another day, but it's basically, you want to look for natural materials. I'll do a whole Vinted tutorial if that's something that people want, or I'll probably do it anyway, to be honest, regardless. You've got to be really smart about it. So, you know, search for good materials, search for a good price, search for what you want, and read the descriptions because some of them are quite deceiving. Not purposefully, but what one person thinks is an excellent condition, another person would deem that as okay or good in the terms of Vinted's like ranking, I guess, of condition. But yeah, how to find your fashion? I guess I'd just say, like, what's the points I've said before? Find what speaks to you. What's your personality type, and kind of maybe base that on your fashion. You know, the man should wear the clothes. The clothes should not wear the man. All right. If your clothes are wearing you, meaning if you don't feel confident in your clothes, if your clothes are physically too big or too small for you, if you're uncomfortable in your clothes, maybe mentally, like if you're, because it's not natural to you. So what I did, I've explained this previously, but I basically just built it up over time. I made wearing suit jackets a natural thing to me, and now people don't even glance at me. You know, in uni and outside of uni, people were like, "Oh yeah, he looks really nice," and he doesn't look out of place. But the only reason I don't look out of place is because I'm fucking confident in those clothes. I rock them. I'm not gonna lie. I think I do anyway, because I love them. I'm comfortable in them, and they are mine. I am not. I don't belong to the clothes. The clothes belong to me. All right. So yeah, make sure with all the points I've given before, brilliant, but also just make sure you are wearing the clothes and the clothes aren't wearing you. And fashion says a lot of. You should always. I was talking to another one of my housemates, the final housemate, the final boss of housemates. She was like, you should always dress as if you're going somewhere later, as if you're doing something important later. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to say. This video is a fucking yap session, I'm not gonna lie. I'm tired, but I'm not, and it's just like, might as well make a video. But yeah, I hope you've kind of taken something from this video, because it's a topic that genuinely interests me so much. If you have any fashion questions, or bits of advice, or statements to make, or whatever, fucking put them in the comments, or tell me, or whatever, because I'd love to have like a conversation about it, because it's one of my hyperfixations at the moment is fashion and style, and classic menswear, dadcore, streetwear, all of it. I'd love to hear all of it. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for today. Yeah. All right. Bye.